Morning world, it's 7:45 a.m. on the 24th of May 2016. The moon has just changed sign and moved into Capricorn. It's there all day today and it's not void. So whatever you do today, there's going to be a degree of emotional structure about it, where the notion of hard work, discipline, concentration and effort is going to yield some pretty positive results. And I think we need that moon in Capricorn today. The sun is still opposite Mars. Venus is about to change sign today and then immediately oppose Mars. So without that moon in Capricorn, there might be quite a degree of feistiness, fieriness, impulsiveness and provocation. Fortunately, the moon in Capricorn should dampen down some of that energy. So today's a industrious day. But there's still this degree of fretting and worrying. And those words come up strong for me at the moment. In this last 2 or 3 weeks during the Mercury retrograde, I've been talking a lot to people, without meaning to, about the difference between worrying and fretting. And it's got me thinking, well, how does that translate astrologically? So I'm going to look at these two now. I hope this is interesting for you. Worry. What is worry? Worry is when you are concerned around something. It's a deep thing, it's an unconscious thing, at least partly generated by the unconscious, where you know that something isn't right and you're concerned around making it better. So you put a lot of mental and emotional effort into changing things by improving them. And until it is improved, you're concerned around it, so you worry. But worry is not something that is superficial. It's not here, immediately in your face. Fretting, on the other hand, is. Fretting is much more around superficial, minute by minute, day by day situations where it's like, oh, this could be better, or that could be better, or I wonder what he or she meant by that. And it's much more to do with the superficial type of worry, just around immediate circumstances, and it's here today, gone tomorrow. Whereas worry can be a lot longer. It can last for days or even weeks or even longer. It can be permanent. So I thought to myself, well, there must be some type of astrological signification that separates the two. So I did a bit of work on this and I thought about it. And it seems that worry is much more of an unconscious and subconscious thing. It's happening at a level which you're not fully aware of all the time. So I'm looking at Neptune. I'm looking at the amount of Virgo or the amount of 6th house in one's horoscope, and the influence of Neptune, and the knowledge that worry is to an extent a mild form of neuroses, where it is something that you're not totally in control of. It is an unconscious signal sent to you from the neurotic realms, from the subliminal areas of your life, into the consciousness, saying this isn't right, you need to worry at it and niggle. It's a niggle and frustration, and you need to worry at things until you get them right. And because it's unconscious, there can be a Neptunian influence. So people either going through difficult Neptune transits will worry a lot, or more commonly, people with difficult squares or oppositions to Neptune may have a permanent worry about whether they're ever going to be good enough, what they look like, whether they're being told the truth, what about that spot on the end of my nose? Worry, as in, it's never going to be right, it's never going to be perfect, I've always got to improve myself. Whereas fretting is much more of a superficial thing. Here I'm looking at the nature of Gemini, the amount of Gemini in one's horoscope, and the movements of Mercury and the moon. Much more transient and much briefer. You don't find people fretting about things for more than an hour or two, or at the most a day. So I think this is much more in the conscious realm of Mercury, and the idea of fretting is something that's normally, well, here today, gone tomorrow, as I've said. But with the moon and Mercury is responsible for it, it will be brief, it will be superficial, it will be super conscious, and it's normally resolved very quickly because you find solutions to things that you're fretting about, and then you can either say, okay, that is sorted, or I'm not going to sort that, and it's done. Whereas worry is more insidious, and it is more semi-conscious, more neurotic, and The difference between the two is basically about the difference between the conscious and the unconscious. I think that Carl Jung would have had a field day if he were trying to define the difference between fretting and worrying. Okay, that's my take on the astrological nature of worrying and fretting. One is more of a domain and realm of Neptune and the neurotic, and the other is more of a domain of Mercury and the transient. I hope that's a little bit clearer. All right, world, it's going to be a great day today. Catch you later. Bye.